Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all staying safe and healthy. I wanted to do a quick video, for me quick, and update you on a blog post I did this morning regarding the three paths I see for the stock market. Listen, none of them are earth-shattering, and there's really, at this point, only three paths going forward. So it's not like anything I'm saying is this groundbreaking research I uncovered today, but I figured I hadn't done a video in a while. A couple of you guys poke fun at me. For the last two videos, looked like I had the same shirt on. It's not true. I found when I find something, usually at J. Crew, I typically buy it in almost every color. So that pullover that I was wearing in the first two videos, it was actually in two different colors. And I've got another, 8 of those at home. So I appreciated the people poking fun at me. I can always handle it and take care of myself. So thank you. And with that, let's just get to, I just put up three charts, which I am going to now share my screen and figure, I'm looking to the left because my other screen is there. So I am going to share my screen and make sure this works. Okay, I think that's working. So the first chart you're looking at, these are all three are the S&P 500. For those who are going to ask me afterwards, I use eSignal as my live quote charting all around trading provider. I've had it since, I don't know, the mid 90s maybe. Is that right? Wow, I'm getting older by the minute. I've had it since the mid 90s. I love it. I'm a creature of habit. I don't do well with change, so I kind of stick with it. In any case, here's the first chart. You'll see it's the S&P 500, and it's just really for most of this year. You'll see the decline coming down, blah, blah, blah. They all look the same, all three charts anyway. But I put in light blue, which in hindsight, I should have made it a darker color. Scenario number one is that we've already seen the low right here on March 23rd. I talked about it on Twitter at the time, and I talked about it in an email update the night before, that I thought this would be the internal or momentum low, the point at which stocks would be accelerating the most damage would be seen. So that was March 23rd. We've had a nice bump, reflex rally, dead rat bounce, whatever you want to call it. That's what we've had since March 23rd. And until yesterday, which would have been April 7th, Tuesday, I hadn't really heard anyone call for a straight shot to new highs. So I was waiting for some folks in the land of punditry to call for new highs. Now we've got them. So now we've got the three scenarios out there being talked about. The blue lines just represent the possible paths. So if we're going to new highs right now in the here and now, then you'll basically get 2 steps up, 1 step back, all the way up to new highs. That's pretty simple. I have a bet with my friend Tiny that he thinks we will be there. I think I gave him before if we see new highs before Labor Day, he wins, and I have to buy Tiny and his entire family pizza at Sally's in New Haven. And then I told him I'd fill his car up too with Sally's. We'll see what happens. It's a long way between here and Dow 30,000 or S&P 3,400. So that's how a new highs move would look. It's April 8th, and if we're going to new highs quickly, I mean, you're really not going to give much back from here. The rally started, and we're just going right back to new highs. Okay, now let me go back to chart number 2 and share it. I'm still getting to learn Zoom, so I'll get there eventually. Here's chart number 2, same thing, S&P 500. This is more of the camp that sees the market retest the lows plus or minus and then begin to rally farther down the road. If this camp is correct, I think the retest comes this quarter. I think it'll look something like 1987 or 2011, where we're here, maybe the rally ends that we're currently on another day or two or three or four, and then we begin a grind lower that will make new lows or test the old lows somewhere in Q2. We put in a much better durable bottom, and then we begin the march higher, and we see new highs at some point in 2021. And then finally, finally here is the more bearish case, which is a really bearish case, and I'm probably not even outlining it properly enough. So here, same thing, S&P 500. I had to scrunch the chart up a little bit so you could see the new lows, but also this has the rally ending in the next day or two or three or four. And then the decline is to at least 2,000 on the S&P. Although I've heard the bearish case being down as low as 1,500 on the S&P. 1,500 on the S&P, which I think, if memory and my quick cocktail napkin math is right, that's about the size of the decline to match the 07 to 09 crisis. So I don't think we're going to S&P 1,500 in the worst case scenario, but this is how it would unfold. You would begin to unravel sometime in April, and then things would get dramatically worse. Those are the three scenarios. A couple of folks on Twitter and email asked me, which is my preferred scenario? Well, tough answer right now. I'm never shy from making bold, sometimes outlandish forecasts. You know that, but I won't make one if I don't have high conviction. Right or wrong, I will let you know what I think if I have high conviction. And right now, I don't have high conviction. I want to see what happens over the coming few days or so. I like the fact that junk bonds are coming back. Problem is that we saw a record amount of money flow into them last week. Investors don't normally get that time so perfectly, so I'm concerned there. But look, leadership is nice right now. You've got technology leading. My favorite group, semis, are leading. Love semis. And to be fair, we've been long and loved them for almost 2 years. So I do love semis. Healthcare is leading. We own some biotech. Not so wonderful yesterday and today, but still leading. The key group, besides semis and junk, materials, which I just mentioned on Fox Business maybe an hour ago. Materials haven't led, and I can't remember how long. That's how long it's been. And I don't have bad memory either. I'll do some work on materials in the next couple of days, but material stocks have not led in ages. They normally lead coming out of a recession. That's one of the early groups. So they've been rocking and rolling very quietly. So that's a healthy thing. Stocks could still roll over and test the lows, and materials could still be a leader. And that would still fall right within the realm of kind of positive, intermediate, long-term stuff. Materials leading like this hurts the super bearish case. You wouldn't see materials ripping here if the S&P is going down to 2,000 or even 1,500. So that's a positive thing. We're going to see where people's sentiment is. I don't want to see, and you shouldn't want to see, people getting giddy and thinking everything is over and we're going to rip again higher. It's not what you want to see. That will almost certainly doom the rally. So again, I hope you're staying safe and healthy. Those of you who follow me on Twitter know that I lost a friend of mine yesterday to the virus, and for days I kept seeing 1,000 died, 1,500 died, whatever the number is, and it's all numbers. And then when someone passes away, it definitely becomes personal. So my condolences are certainly out to my friend Bob Lash's family. He was only a couple of years older than I am, which certainly scares me a little bit. On the good front, one of my colleagues who had it in New Jersey, he got through it very quickly without much. He's a non-alarmist, very cavalier guy. He said it was no big deal for him. He's a tough guy, but certainly when something happens to you, the virus becomes very personal. My point in saying this is be overly safe. As I told my wife and kids on numerous occasions, make fun of me now for being a lunatic with this. And in a month or 2 or 3, I hope we can say, I exaggerated, I took it way too far versus talking about a funeral. So please be overly safe. Check all the places online for, your sanitizer and Purell and masks. Go spend the extra money. Don't screw around. And then we'll be here to do these videos for many years to come. With that, I will say, I'll stop that. I will say thanks for watching and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.